Good evening. My name is Conor Curran. I'm 20 years old, and I decided at a young age to get involved in our school system and our county government. Young people should have a voice at the decision-making table. I first started as a student leader in the Chesapeake Regional Association Student Council, serving as Secretary of Education and a two-term president. Those were some of my first formal leadership positions in student government. On a January night, I decided at the last minute to go up to speak up to advocate for my school to get replaced. As we sit here today, they are working on that brand new Old Mill complex. Through my time at Krask, I've made so many friends and have grown as leaders. It's been such a blessing to be able to see these young leaders grow up and grow into their shells. You see, it's a journey that takes us and that makes us the people who we are today. I've advocated for a variety of pieces of legislation, including raising the smoking age to 21, because I know that was the best decision to protect our health. When our schools were being attacked in our country, and still are to this day, I stood up at the March for Our Lives Annapolis rally as the youngest speaker to say enough is enough, that it's time for action, and that it was time for legislation. I understood the process because of my experience in student leadership. I understand that mental health is such an important component of our youth today. I advocated to hire enough counselors, but we didn't have enough funding for them. I did the math and figured out how many counselors we needed to get to the appropriate ratio according to the experts. Having an understanding of how our government and school system works as a young person is so important when we advocate for what is needed. It also helps as a young person to have legislators who understand that youth opinion matters, that our perspectives matter, and that our voices matter, that they are valid within the experiences that we face every single day in our classrooms. During my tenure as Secretary of Education of Krask, every month I was sending condolences to families across the nation from school shootings. Many young people to this day fear the role of gun violence in our schools. Solving these issues is essential so that young people can live, learn, and grow. My time in student leadership is often described one filled with optimism. When I was leading my peers, I always ensured that they were having a good time because I understand that the issues that we may face are really serious, and making sure that the people who are most vocal about these issues feel comfortable during the conversation. With elections coming up, people must go out and vote. Democracy works best when we are all members of it. A functioning government is better with all of us involved. We should always be making sure voting is easier for the people in our country. Raise your hand if you're a registered voter. Thank you for being active members of our democracy. If you're not, please go to iwillvote.com and join the club. One thing I found while talking to our legislators is that they appreciate it when you come out and talk to them, because often we are a group of people that they do not hear from. And one of my goals is to get young people out there talking to their representatives and letting them know how they feel about the issues that they are facing every single day. When we are looking at the ballot, every office affects every person in this room, from our clerk of the court all the way down to the bottom of the ticket to the governor's office. It's so important that we go out and vote. So make sure you have a plan this November 8th to get out and vote. Young people, I understand that the responsibilities and duties that we have as public institutions. When I took the oath of office, I was also the youngest person on the ballot last July in the state of Maryland, which is truly humbling, but also the conversations with people made me realize that there are not enough young people involved. We need to also make sure that we are being inclusive. The County Council recently passed a bill that I helped write certifying Anne Arundel County Youth Advisory Council in our county code, which advises the county executive on issues that face us. This is something that I'm incredibly proud of as a young person, being able to see things that I wrote now in county code. This is a great example of how we get youth involved in our county government. Our schools are the vehicles of our future. We must instill at a young age that everyone's voice matters. Everyone deserves to have a seat at the table, and that we are not in the business of discrimination or oppression, but serving the people. Our public institutions have shown me how to be a better person in the community. It's because of these people that I've looked up to when I started that I'm here today. They have helped me so much in my journey to becoming a leader. Every single day, I wake up and I work towards representing a government that works for and by the people. Thank you.